Hello, friends, and welcome to my new video. As the whole country is going through this second wave of the pandemic, and most parts of the country under some form of lockdown or the other, it's indeed tough times for all of us. Most of us are having to spend almost all our times at home, working from home, and just remaining indoors as much as possible, unable to go out, meet up with friends, watch a movie, go and have a meal outside. These things all seem like a thing of the past now. And living under these circumstances can be quite stressful for most of us. So I thought for today's video of sharing with you a list of some movies, a few films, which always cheer me up whenever I see them. And I think that is the need of the hour for most of us, that we remain safe, we remain indoors, and at the same time, we remain hopeful and have faith that times will change and things will improve. And until then, at least we have the refuge of feel good movies and feel good cinema to keep us going. So I'll share with you today a list of films which cheer me up every time I see them, no matter how many times I've seen them. And I hope these movies will cheer you up as well once you decide to see them in these times. The first movie I want to talk about, one of the first movies in my list, is this beautiful movie by Rishikesh Mukherjee called Khoobsurat. And most of you would have seen this movie umpteen number of times, as have I. But it never fails to bring a smile to my face every time I see it. Rekha, Ashok Kumar, Deena Pathak, and the entire cast create such a beautiful atmosphere, such a wonderful homely feel in the movie that even the hardest cynic will end up with a smile after watching Khoobsurat. It's a beautiful movie and a great one to watch at these times. The next movie I want to talk about is again directed by Rishikesh Mukherjee. In fact, a lot of the movies in my list are Rishikesh Mukherjee movies, and which is not a surprise really, considering he always made such happy, feel good, and positive movies. And most of the time, you ended up with a huge smile on your face after coming out of a Rishikesh Mukherjee movie. So it's not a surprise that my list has quite a few of his movies. The second one is also one by him, Chupke Chupke, starring Dharmendra, Amitabh Bachchan, Om Prakash, Sharmila Tagore, and Jaya Bhaduri. Another laugh riot from Rishida, and what a film! Even 45 years later, one still enjoys it, no matter how many times one has seen it, and it's indeed a feel-good, happy movie to watch. Chupke Chupke by Rishikesh Mukherjee. Talking about movies, which make one feel good, it's I've sort of tried to keep it a mix of the old and the recent, and also commercial and out and out commercial and sort of middle of the road cinema, like Rishikesh Mukherjee's movies are they fall in the category of middle of the road cinema. But this one is an out and out commercial movie, Amar Akbar Anthony by Manmohan Desai, and for me it's one of the most enjoyable and cheerful movies that I could see when I'm down. It has so many laugh out loud moments and so many absolutely bizarre and unbelievable scenes that I just love it. Every time I see Amar Akbar Anthony, I have a spring in my step and a smile on my face. It's just one of those movies which are so incredibly positive and feel good. The whole thing is bizarre and a farce, but all the same, it's so enjoyable. Amar Akbar Anthony by Manmohan Desai. Superb movie. As I said, my list comprises of old and new movies, but the only thing common in each one of them for me is, it uplifts me and cheers me up no matter how gloomy or depressed I'm feeling. And you know, on and off, I've watched these movies time and again to have that effect on me, and lift me up whenever I'm down. And Three Idiots by Raju Hirani also falls in that category. It's a wonderful movie starring Amir Khan, Madhavan, Sharman Joshi, Kareena Kapoor, and it's so enjoyable and so positive and so uplifting that in such times, it's a sheer joy to watch movies like this. And sort of every time I've seen Three Idiots a couple of times during this 1 year of lockdown, and both the times I've seen it, I've enjoyed it as much as I did when I went to the theater to see the movie. And it just makes me wish that things get normal again and we can get back to some semblance of normalcy that we had a couple of years ago in our lives. And Three Idiots is such a wonderful movie. It makes me smile every time I see it. The next movie is again a fine movie, and it's Ritesh Batra's Lunchbox. And you know, the earlier movies were mostly comedies or with large doses of comic elements in them. Lunchbox doesn't have comedy as such, but it is such a warm, such a heartfelt, and such a lovely movie that it brings a smile on my face every time I've seen it. And the performances are superb, and it's just a film that keeps me glued each and every time I've seen it. I've seen this during this 1 year of lockdown as well, and it's had the same effect on me as it had before. A wonderfully warm, tender, and beautiful movie, Lunchbox. Just like it's inevitable that any list, any compilation of feel good movies would have a lot of Rishikesh Mukherjee movies, I think it's also quite evident that there has to be a Shujit Sarkar film in a list of feel good movies. And in my case, it's none other than Piku. It's such a beautiful movie. It's it's got comedy, it's got emotions, and it's got such a wonderfully warm feeling about the entire movie that I find it irresistible. And whether it is Irfan's brilliant performance or Deepika's acting, not in the least Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who puts on a fine performance, and it's just such a superb movie. And Shujit Sarkar in today's day, in the current era, is one of the most talented filmmakers, and his ability to create magic with such simple elements in his movies is unparalleled. He is one of the best makers we have around now, and Piku is such a prime example of why he is rated so high. A wonderful movie. Going back again in time, and once again a Rishikesh Mukherjee movie which cracks me up no matter how many times I've seen it before, and it's none other than Golmaal. Amol Palekar, Bindya Goswami, and to top it all, Utpal Dutt in this fabulous, fabulous comedy by Rishikesh Mukherjee. No matter how low I'm feeling, no matter how gloomy or grumpy I am, if I'm watching Golmaal, or if I happen to come across Golmaal showing on any of the channels, it's an immediate mood lifter, and it just perks me up like very few movies do. I almost remember the movie scene by scene, shot by shot, but that doesn't take away from the enjoyment each and every time I feel when I see Golmaal. It's one of the all-time classics, Golmaal by Rishikesh Mukherjee. The versatility of a director sometimes, takes me by surprise. And when it comes to someone like Rajkumar Santoshi, he started off with an action revenge drama, Ghayal, and he made the dramatic Damini. And then to have this absolutely rib-tickling comedy, Andaz Apna Apna, it's another one of those sunny, bright, and cheer me up movies. It never fails to do that. Every time I've seen Andaz Apna Apna, no matter whether I've seen it from the beginning till the end, or I've just caught it midway, or you know, some time into the movie. But Andaz Apna Apna has so many funny moments and so many, rib tickling moments that it has to be one of the most cheerful movies I have watched. And it doesn't fail to crack me up every time I see it, whether it is for Amir Khan's comedy or the bumbling act of Salman Khan or Paresh Rawal's superb acting and Shakti Kapoor in that wild and delightful cameo. It's just a superb movie, Andaz Apna Apna. I don't think it did very well when it was first released, but today, of course, it's a cult classic, revered by one and all, and not without a reason. It's a brilliantly funny movie, Andaz Apna Apna. When we talk of middle of the road filmmakers, be it someone like Raju Hirani or Shujit Sarkar today, or Rishikesh Mukherjee back in those days, another name that pops across quite prominently for that kind of cinema is that of Basu Chatterjee's. And Bato Bato Mein, starring Amol Palekar, Tina Munim, Pearl Padamsee, Leela Mishra, is one of my favorite Basu Chatterjee films. And it's such a delightful movie. It's a simple, warm story, and set in Bombay. And the way Basu Chatterjee depicted Bombay in his films, whether it was Choti Si Baat or Rajnigandha or Piya Ka Ghar, and of course Bato Bato Mein, there's a lovely warmth about the way he showed Bombay in his movies. And Bato Bato Mein is a delightful movie. As I said, it's a human drama movie more than just a comedy, but it has its lovely moments, some beautiful music as well by Rajesh Roshan, and a superb movie. I never get tired of watching Bato Bato Mein, and every time I see it, it always brings a smile on my face. A lovely movie. Continuing with the trend of middle of the road filmmakers, be it Rishikesh Mukherjee or Basu Chatterjee, one can never ignore Sai Pranjpe. And one of my favorite movies by her is Katha, starring Nasiruddin Shah, Deepthi Naval, and Farooq Sheikh. And it's another delightful movie. It's really is feel good and peps me up. Wonderfully warm and emotional and funny and tender at the same time. It's one of my favorite movies and a must watch if you're feeling down. Katha by Sai Pranjpe. She's been in the news of late for all the wrong reasons, making a lot of statements which irk us, annoy us, and irritate us. But her performance in one of her films will still remain outstanding no matter what. Kangana Ranaut's Queen is one of the most positive and uplifting movies I've seen in recent years. And she, of course, put in a performance of her lifetime in the title role of Rani. And it's such a beautiful movie. Queen is absolutely a fabulous movie. It is it has everything in it, vis-a-vis emotions and tenderness and positivity and spirit, and it's a life affirming movie, and it's one of the best movies I've seen in recent times, and every time I've seen it, it makes me feel a little better than I was when I started the movie. It's such a positive and feel good movie. Queen. The last movie in this list of mine, there are many more movies which I could have included, but as I said, I've picked up 12 movies randomly. And this last movie of mine is again a huge favorite, and it is Tanuja Chandra's brilliant Karib Karib Single. And it's primarily about these two characters, the two main characters in the movie, and it's to the performances by both of them that makes this movie so enjoyable and so feel good. It never fails to bring a smile on my face. I must have seen Karib Karib Single at least 4 or 5 times, and I've enjoyed it each and every time I've seen it. And every time I see the movie, I miss Irfan just that wee bit more. He just went away too soon and left us too soon. Such a wonderful performer, and such a great movie this is, Karib Karib Single, that it's a must watch if you're feeling low and down. Well, so these were my 12 movies that I go to very often when I'm depressed or feeling slightly low, or just in the need of one cheer up or a smile. And each one of these movies has that ability to bring a smile on my face. I'm sure most of you would have seen all the movies in this list, and for those of you who haven't, you can see most of these movies on any of the OTT channels or on YouTube. They're all easily available movies, and made by different makers of different times, starring a huge variety of talented actors and actresses. But the only common thing in them is they all bring a smile to your face. Whenever you see them, you can't help but feel a little better. And I think that is the need of the hour, for each of us to be smiling, to remain cheerful and hopeful, have that faith that things will get better. And till then, keep on watching such wonderful movies. That's all for this week. Until the next time, bye for now.